video, we're going to talk about multiplying rational numbers. Specifically, we're going to talk about multiplying fractions. So let's start with this problem, 2/3 multiplied by 5/7. And let's clarify, both of these numbers are positive, so we know our answer is going to be positive. And for those of you who remember, and for those of you who don't, the way you multiply fractions is to multiply straight across, the numerator by the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. In other words, this is going to be 2 multiplied by 5 is 10 for our numerator, and 3 multiplied by 7 is our denominator, which would be 21. And we would get the answer, or the product, of 10 over 21. This cannot be simplified. In other words, the numerator nor the denominator share a common factor. Let's look at another example. How about 1/6 multiplied by 2/5? And this is going to be a review of the idea of simplifying. We know that we can multiply these two fractions straight across, right? 1 multiplied by 2 would be 2 for the numerator, and 6 multiplied by 5 would be 30 for the denominator. And we would have the fraction 2/30. And many of you are probably saying, yes, Mr. Weidlock, and that would simplify to 1/15. And how would that occur? Well, the common factor shared by both 2 and 30 is 2, and by dividing both the numerator and denominator by 2, we would end up with 1 over 15. It's also true that we can divide or simplify by 2 before we multiply. Let's take a look at how that works. Once again, same problem, 1/6 multiplied by 2/5. And here I see the factor 2 and the factor 6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify before I multiply. The way I'm going to do that is by using this 2. 2 will fit into itself one time. And I divided 2 by 2, and that's how I got that 1. I'm going to divide 2 into 6, and that will give me 3. The numbers in red are the result of my simplifying, or the result of my dividing by 2. And 1 multiplied by 1 is 1, and 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. One can simplify on a diagonal and on a vertical, but never on a horizontal. Once again, on a diagonal, on a vertical, and never on a horizontal. Let's take one more example, and that would be something, let's say, like this. How about 12/13? And why don't we make this negative? How about that? We'll make that negative 12/13 multiplied by 5/9. Okay, let's take a look and see that we have negative, we have a positive, so we already know before we do the problem, why don't we write our answer in as a negative, because it's going to be a negative. And the question becomes, can we simplify? And most people will react by saying, no, I don't see any common factors. In the example above, there was a 2 and a 6, and I know that 2 fits into itself and it fits into 6, but 9 doesn't fit into 12, and 5 doesn't fit into 13. That's true, but although 5 and 13 share no common factors, 9 and 12 do share a common factor. They share the common factor of 3. So I'm going to divide the 9 and the 12 by 3 before I multiply. And 3 will fit into 9 3 times, and 3 will fit into 12 4 times. And now I've simplified before I've multiplied. And negative 4 multiplied by 5, of course, is going to give me that 20. And 13 multiplied by 3 is going to be 39. And I am left with an answer of negative 20/39.